Morning.
As you heard, I am, I believe, still the only openly Unitarian in the state. I think we picked up a number of people in the state house that are Unitarian, and I'm also the only, as far as I know, the only gay person in the state Senate. Although we picked up a bunch in the House this year as well. There are, I believe, 6 openly gay people in the House of Delegates this year. So our numbers are growing in the legislature. Today I wanted to talk a little bit about marriage, and I wanted to start telling a story about something that transpired in our house in the fall. And I'm sorry I'm getting over a cold, so my voice is a little bit off. But my husband and I have adopted 2 children. And in October, our oldest, our daughter, is in 2nd grade. And this fall came home one of the first large projects to do as far as homework. It was make a butterfly out of all recycled products. And the little assignment sheet came home, and it said, during the first week, start off by selecting the butterfly. Assist your child in going to the internet, pick out a butterfly, figure out where it lives, what it eats, and we did that. We found a good butterfly that was colorful but easy to make. And then the second week, you were supposed to assemble the pieces and start to put it together. Well, the second week was about 2 weeks before the election, so my head was a little focused on other things than a butterfly. And it's Tuesday, Wednesday, we'll get it together. Thursday night rolls around, and I realize, oh my God, the butterfly isn't done, and tomorrow's Friday. So I start to assemble the stuff. What do we possibly have in our house? What extra rolls, what empty toilet paper rolls do we have? The paper towel rolls, the buttons, what things do we have around? I run to the Safeway to try to find craft paper, figure we need construction paper to make the wings. Safeway didn't have it. I run to CVS. CVS didn't have it. I run to Giant. Giant doesn't have it. But fortunately, it was before Halloween, so they had some of the extra boxes lying around. So I find a black box, which I thought, that would be good to cut apart for the wings. And I come running home. Now it's a little bit after 9 o'clock. Now remember, she's in 2nd grade. And I start to assemble we start to figure out, okay, how are we going to do this? And, trying to not do the project myself, but figure, okay, it's going to be easier for me to cut cardboard than for a 7-year-old to cut cardboard. And we start to pull it together. And one thing I haven't told you is she's in a Spanish immersion program. So not only do we have to do the butterfly and label it, we have to label it entirely in Spanish. I don't know the parts of my body in Spanish. I don't know the parts of a butterfly in Spanish. So we're sitting there, and it's 10 o'clock, it's 11 o'clock. Now during this whole time frame, my wonderful husband Mark is sitting on the couch watching television. And I'm trying to be positive about pulling together a butterfly, and he sits there. And eventually he gets up and goes to bed. And it's 11 o'clock, it's 12 o'clock when my daughter and I finish this butterfly. And it looked very nice. I was proud of it. I hope she was proud of it. At 6 o'clock in the morning, our phone rings. It's one of Katie's best friends who rides the bus with her. Long story, the little girl's father was having a health issue. The mother wanted to take him to the hospital. Could she drop off her daughter at our house for us to take her to the bus in the morning? And I said, absolutely no problem. Don't forget your butterfly. She said, what do you mean? And I said, the butterflies, they're due today. She said, they're due on Tuesday. And Mark eventually gets up, and I said, can you believe it? The butterfly is due Tuesday. And he said, yeah, I know. And I said, you know? And he said, yeah, why do you think I was sitting on the couch? I didn't know what you were doing. And I'm like, I kept her up until midnight fighting over a butterfly, and you knew? And I pick up the piece of paper, and sure enough, this piece of paper that I looked at 1,000 times, there it said, due Tuesday, October 28th, whatever. And I was shocked. And I said, I can't believe you didn't tell me. And he said, well, I just thought you knew. Doesn't that sum up marriage? Because marriage, probably a successful marriage, is about communication, right? and accurate communication, and an open line of communication. Because God, when he got up to go to bed, it was bad enough he was watching television, but when he left to go to bed, and we're still gluing and pasting, and I was quite angry. But lobbying is also about effective communication. Minnie DeMarco can tell you that. Right? It's being clear with your expectations. It's being clear with what you're asking people for. So there's a lot of parallel in what we're going to talk about. But I bring this whole story up because marriage is really the communication between two people, the commitment between two people, the desire to spend your life together with this other person that for some reason you find not just attractive, not just desirable, but someone who you have a hard time envisioning going through your life without. And that is what has happened to so many, that is fortunately what has happened to so many same-gender couples in the state. They've been able to find each other. They've been able to make a commitment. They've stood before their friends and relatives like we did in our church on October 20th, 2001, and made that commitment to each other. And now it's the time for the state to actually recognize that commitment and to give it the rights and responsibilities and legal protections Now, fortunately, for years I've been joined in this effort by Liz Bobo. You knew it immediately because Liz is an early adopter of many good policies. Liz Bobo was, in fact, as an early activist in Howard County, partly responsible for you and your husband for getting the state's very first anti-discrimination law through about sexual orientation. And now here we are on the cusp of this great victory, and we are so close because this last election in Maryland, unlike the rest of the country, this last election in Maryland was truly transformative for the General Assembly, and we've been able to move forward on the number of votes that it takes to pass marriage to the point where we are right on the edge. By my account last night, and I wish we could turn the cameras off right now for this conversation, but we are at 19 solid votes in the state Senate. You need 24 to pass. We are at 19 rock